I know normally snoekel costs like 250 Easter time. I know normally yellowtail can even go up to 300 rand.
Okay. Yeah.
But I would like to ask you, how much does a musclecracker cost? I had to, guys. I had to.
Okay, guys, it's in order to say good evening. Myself, Ibrahim from Hook Cost and Customs, and Lance Thomas from Hook and Grill. And this is the On the Couch, another podcast from us here in the Hook store. And tonight, our honored guest, our funny guest, we got Mr. Mario Demas. Mario.
Hello, guys.
Yeah. So we'd like to say welcome and thank you very much for being part of our little podcast over here. We're going to have some fun tonight. And we're going to give you a bit more information about Mario Demas. And please, guys, remember, our podcasts are lighthearted. At no point do we mean harm or malice to anybody. It's lighthearted, it's fun, it's banter. And so please, guys, as we go along, please don't take offense if anything is done or said. Here we go.
Okay, guys, so it's been a long wait. Before we get into the fun part, we need to just be a bit more serious. Just to get to know this man a bit better. So the reason why we do the podcast, for those who don't know, there's so many anglers out there. For you also, there's so many anglers out there that we don't know personally. We know them by name, we know them by face, we greet them, and we see them on wherever, TikTok, Facebook, but we don't really know who they are. And this is the reason why we have this podcast. So can you tell us a bit more about yourself? How long you fishing? What made you start fishing? Let me start.
Okay. First and foremost, thank you for having me. I've always wanted to say that. Yeah, okay. I dated a girl in from young age, from like 21, and she used to work in the Strand. So on a Saturday, I would go through and wait for her to finish work. Sometimes I went to the train. I didn't have a car then. So I used to go sit on the jetty. And then with the lighties there, started catching others. And that is where my love for fishing started. And then we must fast track forward. And 2006, 2007, I met my current girlfriend. And her father was a angler. And they used to do just Ankklip. That was the only place they went to.
For fishing?
For fishing. Okay. And then I learned how to dig for wonder worms and pump prawn, and he was the one that got me into the fishing.
So you say you started your fishing adventure with hudders?
With hudders, yes. Hudders, standing on the reefs. No? Sometimes
on the reef.
And then we used to go to the reefs there. At the end, you know where that... as you go down the beach road, it makes an end there. I think there's a hotel there. Now, just there, the reefs there, we used to go up to the reefs and we used to go catch there. That was fun.
Okay.
But not that normal others, no. That sprung. You see that?
The springers.
Yeah.
I think they tricked you, man. I think your father-in-law actually used you to go catch liveys, so he can use that as bait, so he can go catch bigger fish. Don't you think?
He didn't know about liveys. No, for them it was just galjoen. Galjoen and by accident sometimes a musclecracker.
Okay, Mario, now let's just move a little bit forward, right? So now you must not got into fishing, the real thing. Not catching others on the reef. Now I'm talking about fishing now.
Yeah.
Right now. What was your first fish you caught? And more or less, what was the size? And what is your favorite species to catch? Because we're going to get to something now.
Okay. My first fish I caught to that day, I will never forget the day. In Ankklip.
Was this your first outing now?
No.
A couple of outings?
Couple of outings.
Okay, so you blanked quite a bit.
Oh yes, I'm a serious blanker.
Okay.
so I remember catching 2 galjoen one day. And I remember having a pink rod that I got from my father-in-law. My very first rod was pink.
We're not going to talk about that.
I don't know. Let's not go there. Anyway, but and that was beautiful. I remember. But before then, I used to go with the uncle that lived down the road, cray fishing.
Okay.
That, before the fishing was the cray fishing in Ankklip.
Okay.
But that was blank. Ooh, there I used to blank a lot. Ooh, yeah. That was a struggle. But
Alright.
it was fun.
No.
It was fun. Yeah.
So what was your first was the khali,
my first fish was a khali.
right? Also off the reefs, right? Okay.
Oh yes.
All right. So I want you to hold on to the khali part because the
Okay,
khali part
okay.
is a very
Very
important part,
important.
not
Yes.
just of your fishing career, of your
I see
social.
where this is going, but okay.
Guys, I don't know if you guys know where this is going, but yes, that is where it's going.
Okay.
Before we get into that, we know you also, just some history, you were or you currently are or were a tow truck driver.
I am a tow truck.
So guys, he is a tow truck driver. For any of his services, we'll leave it in the description below.
Yes.
Just on that, we know lots of people start TikTok accounts maybe to promote their business or whatever, but you're a tow truck driver, and I haven't heard about you. So on TikTok until a certain point,
Yeah.
right? So just before, just some history. What made you start TikTok? I mean, from a tow truck driver to starting TikTok. What is the history behind that?
I started the TikTok thing because I used to dance with my partner
Mhm.
at home. And I
Like
used to
jazz
put
and
that-
stuff.
Just dance and disco music.
Oh, okay.
And because she was a youngster, man. She's very young. Anyway,
Oh.
so my neighbor next door, she said to me, "Why don't you load your stuff on TikTok?" I said, "What is TikTok?"
Okay.
And this was less than 2 years ago.
Okay.
I haven't been on TikTok for that long.
So guys, he hasn't been on TikTok for that long. But guess what? He actually has two phones. One is for his personal use, and one is for TikTok. Where's the two phones?
1, 2.
Now I'll explain why.
Okay, explain
Can
why,
I
explain why.
This is my business phone.
Okay.
And I realized that TikTok took so much of my time. You know where the word TikTok comes from? It's
Tell us.
actually a
Yeah.
clock, yes.
I was actually thinking about that today.
TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok.
Yeah.
And it takes so much of your time that you don't realize. So that is why this people send me links on because this is my business phone. They'll send me a link on TikTok. Then I'll explain to them. Listen here, I cannot go into whatever you're sending me now.
Oh.
I can't go watch it because I do not have TikTok on this phone. When I get home, I'll
Then you
go
can.
watch it.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's why you have two.
That is why,
Alright.
so I can manage my time. Otherwise, TikTok will take over.
Maybe can you maybe just get into how you got to know Marius or where you've seen him?
How did I get to know Mario? Okay, all right, okay, guys, here we go. So we saw 1 or 2 videos of Mario, and then he's got that camera, and he say, "Manna, the fish is swak," and then he moves that camera, and then you see that fish laying at the back there. So I'm checking, who's this, Bobby? Because first something, if I get him on the beach, I'm clap because I was about to go, and he says, "Now the fish is swak," and then all of a sudden there's fish. Then I'm all ready to go. By the time I get there, they got all the fish, but. Then there's a certain gentleman a little bit out of Cape Town, right? And he says, "As jagtyd, manne."
Okay.
Right. And then this guy's catching Khali, right? And he says, he said, "Manne, ek is die Khali koning. I'm the Khali king." Right. And all of a sudden, boom, Mr. Demas, who came and made you the Khali king? Mario, my friend, this is the time you're going to elaborate on that one. Now, I want you to tell the people. Just explain a little bit about the Khali king.
What you
Because,
came across, what happened, how
Yeah.
it got there, and how it got to this point.
Look, when I started TikTok, it wasn't about the fishing. It wasn't about the fishing. It was about the dancing. But one of our friends in our group, he's now forever forwarding this guy's stuff. And this guy keeps talking about hy is die koning van galjoen in Suid-Afrika. Never mind van Suid-Afrika, né? Nee. So one day, so I asked him very, very politely.
Is this face to face now?
No. No, over TikTok.
Over
I
TikTok.
made a video and I asked him,
Oh,
who promoted you or who made you the king van die koning van galjoen van Suid-Afrika nogal?
and then the followers climbed.
Yes.
is that where you started gaining followers
That
also?
was what, now, but then he was doing that raadswovels thing. And then I asked him, look here, I haven't been a fisherman for long. But the way I see it, a swivel moet kan zooma.
Yeah.
Ja,
Must toes,
yes, he must do us this.
Do not tangle mos.
Yeah, this thing that you, I see it, I politely said to him, this is also politely. I said to him, that is not a swivel, that's just a connection. And the next thing, I didn't see his stuff anymore.
I said,
Huh?
Yeah, he blocked me.
He blocked you.
He blocked me. He blocked me. I think I was blocked for months. But I kept on teasing him because my friend sent me the stuff. Then I copy it and then I make my own video with him. But there was one video that I made now a cut of myself.
We'll get there.
wait.
Are you talking about the one recently?
No, it was a while ago.
Okay.
What is it about?
Jy weet as hy begin lekker.
Ai,
Hy
okay.
begin lekker.
Ja.
Dus ja, hy het nou 'n zebra gevang.
Wat?
'n Zebra. En ek het gehoor steenbra. Ek het gehoor steenbra. Toe sê ek, maak ek 'n video en I said to him, that is not a steenbra, bro. Let me show you what a steenbra look like. And I posted a couple of pics with me with my steenbra. Said I
Okay.
So you thought it meant steenbra?
yes, because the thing is coming out of the water.
And you know mos is a willipede.
Zebra. Ja, ek hoor steenbra. But then his followers came down on me hard.
Yeah.
And I had to make another video to apologize.
Okay.
Die begrijpen, dit is zo lekker. Zo uitgekomen en zo. Yeah.
Shame. Okay, look, you obviously know who you are, and remember, this is only light-hearted banter.
Yeah,
Please don't take it serious. We mean no malice, but we are having a bit of fun with it. Right.
Alles misschien niet serieus. Ik is serious.
Anyhow, so there's a couple of stories we're going to move on to, and then we're going to ask you one or two things. But first, I'm hand over to Lord, so he's gierig om jou iets te vragen.
No man, just
Okay.
okay. We're gonna go back into. I don't wanna.
Don't go too far back. My memory is.
No, just like you mentioned, you caught the first two fish that you caught were galis.
Yes.
So we know that you normally go down the west coast, like you go to Namibia,
Oh, it's my house.
you go to places
That's
like
my
that.
second house there.
You normally in Arniston,
Mm.
Overberg side.
Yes.
Can you tell us your favorite story, or tell people your favorite story in Arniston, and also maybe we can add something about Namibia, and also why do you prefer Namibia if the fish is local as well?
Yeah. Okay, my favorite Arniston story. There was one day we never used to go where we go now, but the Maasai. We always just used to go there by the otter.
Yeah.
There where the caves were. We slept in that cave weekends. That was our thing. My very first group of friends I used to fish with. So we would go sleep weekends there. So that one I remember. I caught probably 4 or 5 kilo cob, and I felt like look here, you know how the guys come and say, well done, brother, well done. And I felt, like half an hour later, Brak catch a 10 kilo. I forget about me. I totally forget about me. And but once we were like 18 guys in that cave.
Shoo. 18
For the whole weekend.
For the whole weekend.
Sleeping in the cave.
Sleeping in the cave.
Low tide and high tide.
Low tide, high tide. Look, it's a small cave next to the big cave. Yeah. We had serious fun there.
Look, Arniston is a beautiful place. And for those that haven't been out there, Arniston is east of Agulhas. It's called Arniston, I think, because of the shipwreck over there.
Yes.
But it's a beautiful place. It's a place that I've fished many years, and we've got a lot of stories about Arniston as well. But yes, 5 kilos, 10 kilos, 50 kilos, Arniston is the place that throws us out. So it definitely throws you good fish, and it's a variety of species of fish. But now this is my question to you. We've watched your videos, and you've taken us on your journey into Namibia and back, and I've even met some of your friends from Namibia. Pali, that was here because we did the installation for him on his van.
Yeah, he's very happy with the installation.
Shame. No, I can imagine. But I mean, you must be happy if it comes out to the hooker store, brother. Even I'm happy doing it.
Yeah,
So what I'd like to ask is just take us on a quick journey into Namibia. So a lot of people would like to go.
We would like to go.
We would like to go as well. Yeah. I've never been to Namibia. For all the years that I'm fishing, I've never been to Namibia. So just tell me quickly, border, how easy is it to get across? Do you declare all your tackle? Just a brief thing, quick.
How does one go about getting to Namibia and go fishing in Namibia?
It's quite easy. The very first time I went there, my friend Pierre calls me. He says, "Look here, we're going on a fishing trip for a week. No, are you going with?" But then it was not like, yes, of course, for a week. The next question, do you have a passport?
Oh,
I said, why do I need a passport? Where is this? He says, it's in Namibia.
and
I said, yes, of course. And so we went.
not TV license now.
No.
Yeah.
You need a passport. And so we went with a group of guys that's been there a couple of times already.
Okay.
So the best thing to do is go with people that has been there already.
Okay.
So we had our first meeting with Helmut, and so that's a white group, and we the colored group.
Okay, so that.
Yes, it's there.
All
yes.
right.
So we have our first meeting, and now they scare us to hell about the border. That's the first thing they say. Look here, guys. There, you're gonna be searched. You're gonna take your clothes off. All the stories. Yes. That we were. By the time we got to that border, we were so scared. Sorry, it must have but it wasn't that bad. And we realized
they didn't do a cavity search.
No, they took me in that one room. But I think they might have said to that guy, take that brother. So he did, and then he searched my pockets and whatnot. But I think it was more for the fun.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But it was, and the one mistake that the one mistake they once made was to declare stuff.
Okay.
Do not declare anything. It's not being illegal. But if you take bait over, it's bait. It's not like if you take stuff over to sell.
It's different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
They kept us about 2 hours there just for that bait until somebody came and say, guys, why do you use this for? What is it for? Are you selling it? So no, it's bait. I said, no, kom ons jullie mense dit dat gaan.
Okay.
So you don't.
So you don't declare tackle, nothing like that.
No.
All right.
But the rules has changed. I mean, 2012 was my first trip.
All right.
2012 was my first trip. Then we could take our food over. We could take meat over, and now because of the different laws so now it's a bit different. So every time you go, you actually call the border and say, okay, what is your rules now? What can you bring? What can't you bring? So that is probably the best thing to do.
Okay, Lika. So now you through the border. Your first spot that you normally drive to, besides getting to your accommodation, what is your? Okay, let's go to the accommodation. The accommodation, is it generally close to the fishing spots? Is it once you're at your accommodation? Is there a lot of driving? Give us a little rundown of that.
Okay, so we drive. We first went to Swakopmund. No, I lie.
Don't lie.
Okay, let me not lie. The first time we went, we took a road we call the desert road.
Okay.
It's about probably 150 kilometers before Swakop. You turn right and then you go the desert and you come. It's like a triangle.
Okay.
So you go that way and then you go to Henties, directly to Henties.
Is this all tar road now?
No, that's a gravel road.
Okay,
That's a gravel road.
All right.
So now we're driving on this gravel road. And we ask, now we're driving? You don't see, like, seldom a car passes you. You see nothing. It is just sand, and you have this nice spitskoppen, those mountains with it's beautiful. Look, Namibia is beautiful. It's a different beauty.
Okay.
So anyway, so we asked Faba, how long still? Faba says, half an hour.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, let's see this.
45 minutes later, Faba, how long? Half an hour.
Oh.
Yeah.
So by the third half hour, we said, clearly you don't know how. Clearly. So as you drive, then you suddenly feel the temperature of the air changing. Then you know you're close to the ocean.
Okay.
Then you're close. And you can, the mirage thing that you always see.
Yeah.
You see it, you think you think you see the sea. And you get there, and you just drive and drive. But it's a beautiful country. It's a beautiful country. And so you get to Henties. That's where we slept when we went there the first time. We stayed in Henties.
How far is Henties from the border, SA border, Namibia border?
It's at 1,200 km.
So from the border, another 1,200.
Yes.
Okay.
Phew, that is far.
That's a
It's-
liquor drive.
Yeah, it's about 2,000 km from here to
Henties.
Henties. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's about
That's
800 to the border, and from there, yeah, we drive.
One
We,
straight road.
look, we don't stop.
Yeah.
Constant driving. We normally we change drivers, and there's a bit that a part of the where they say, okay, there's lots of kudus here, so you'll always have two people awake.
Okay.
The co-driver, he's the one who's the spotter. Check out for the eyes. That's
On the Namibia side now.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
stuff you learn now, so,
Yeah.
guys. And the red eyes is the vultures, and the green eyes is the kudus.
So
and,
this
and
is
the
night driving.
night driving.
Okay.
Night
okay.
driving. So because their eyes reflect at night,
Yeah.
so they seldom come out over the fence during the day.
Okay. But just one thing I want to ask you. So now you get to Henties. Are we talking about your accommodation now?
Yeah. So it has become very expensive.
Okay.
The accommodation. There used to be there's a bar. I don't know whether you've heard of the Skibber bar.
Not familiar with the area.
Very very familiar. The Skibber bar. It's like
Okay.
Scales. So the owner of the place that time was a Domini. It
Oh.
used to be a Domini.
Dominee with the boy.
Yes, I'm not going to go into that story, but anyway, we rented our first house. We rented from him, and I will never forget. We get to the gate. He sends his small little wambu with us to go show us where's the house.
Huh.
And we get to the gate, we're pressing the remote, and the gate don't want to open. That was the first problem.
Okay.
And my friend Nurdin, who passed away a couple of years ago, he's an electrician. He jumps over the fence, and now he's busy here with a
Motor.
Yeah, somebody touches the gate, and the gate just. So the motor didn't work in the first place.
Okay.
We're now struggling half an hour with this.
We could just open it.
We could have just opened. So clearly, the small guy doesn't know what's going on.
Okay.
So it's the big house, and
Huh.
then there's a section at the back.
Okay.
He look at us now. He take us around the back and open the back section. So we're in there. It looks very rough, man. It's not. So the guy who's the organizer, Mr. Helmut, he says, I'm not used to this guy. This is not the standard that we used to. But okay, so but Domini is gone. I don't know where he was. We couldn't get hold of him. So now we're staying there. The evening, it was raining, and the water came here to the ceiling. the next,
Did you sleep with your weight on?
yeah. So we're in the one room where there's like 6 beds. So it was split the team. All the colors, all the Remians and then the one white guys is the answer. But there's no beef. We were like, yo, it was lekker. And then the next morning we wake up, the driver is gone. Our driver is now missing. I check, yo, die man so excited. Go look for him now. Ja, hy slaap in sy kar. In die garage. Say, what's wrong? Nee, julle twee snork te veel. Ek en Papa. He said, there's always been an issue. That's on every trip. I mean, it's always an issue.
I got a problem like that. They say I snork for province.
Is it?
Yeah.
You got provincial colors?
I'm going for Sasa. What
I got
now?
Olympic colors. so, but then we go out every day. So you drive from there. You can either go north or you can go south.
Okay.
So south is towards Swakop, and that's mile 2 to mile 17, 18, round about there. So that's a stretch of about 125 kilometers. I think.
On the sand.
You can it's a tar road, but you can dip in different spaces, and you can also drive on the beach. There, you can drive on the beach. So you can drive, but there's certain spots they now have. They have salt mines and stuff, so there's certain spots you can't go in.
Okay.
So if you go north, north is another 180 kilometers, I think, to the fence.
Sure.
So and that is where we normally fish. We go up there.
When you say fence, what do you mean fence?
Oh, the there's a Camp Tora by and Terrace by.
Okay.
So it's well, guys go in there, but you need to book and you can go. We were there in January for the first time. We were planning it for so long, and then we heard on the third day after we were struggling, we heard the fish is biting there in the camp.
Okay.
And then we just made plakpas. And we said, guys, we weren't sorted for camping because there's no electricity, there's no fridges, it's rough and so we say, hey, if there's fish, let's go. So we went, we stayed there for 2 nights and we caught a lot of fish.
Okay.
The fish was there.
Steenbras, cob?
Mostly cob.
Okay.
So you go there for cob, you guys. What do you tell the people? What do you go there to target?
We target mainly the cob. Mainly. But steenbras, of course, there's big steenbras. I mean, we can only dream about the steenbras that's there.
But tell me something. So the steenbras in Namibia, I see it looks very different to ours.
They're not as long as ours.
Yeah, but they're fat pins.
They fat. So you get one that the scale that we must have a scale here where you say if it's 86 centimeters, it's about 8 kilos.
Right.
Yeah. They won't work there.
Yeah.
Because theirs are shorter and it's yes. Yeah.
So what's the thing in Namibia that you're not allowed to fish with worm? Please explain that.
Well, I haven't seen the rule book or anything, but I know those worms, the fish cannot resist.
Okay.
And it's not that the worms is endangered. It's the thing that the fish is in danger of the worms.
Yeah.
Because you're those guys.
Guarantee.
It is guaranteed. It is guaranteed that they
So it's unfair.
Yes, that's what it is.
With worms, too unfair.
That's what it is. And you know what that worms? It's the size of that white lead. That is we call it the pudding. You know the pudding worm, those red worms.
Yeah.
That is what they use. That is the worms that they use. So you struggle to get it on the hook.
No. Tough.
Yeah. No, it's so thin. You have to have like a thin.
So you can't even take, for example, bloodworm or moonshine from Cape Town. No worm at all.
No worm at all.
Okay.
But they have something. I don't know if I'm right. They have something that they call lagoon worm. They take it out in the lagoon and in Walvis or Swakop side. It's similar to our Wandies.
Okay.
Exactly. It's a little bit darker, but it's and I will say it. I've used it, and it is amazing. It is the fish can't resist.
No,
I'll tell you one story.
Tell me.
I'll tell you one story.
Because I've got a question after this.
Me and Helmut is struggling. We there for like 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
So now he was. I don't know if you know who Jan Brink was.
Can't say.
Jan Brink was a professional fisherman.
Okay.
And he was given lessons by Jan Brink on 2-3 trips. So now me and him go. And so now from the Monday, me and him is driving up and down that coast. Now he's telling me the water must look like this. The conditions must be like this. It must be like a neersee. You know what a neersee is? Yeah. And then the water must slash back and it must roll like this. So here by the 4th, I said, you don't cut me. Because we haven't caught any steenbras. None. I said, it's either you weren't paying attention or Jan was telling you, but clearly. So we standing at this one spot. No? I'll never forget, we see this ranger bucky coming over the hill, dropping down. There's 3-4 guys get out. 3 of them go into the water. Now me and Helmut, this is about like 150 meters away from us. Me and Helmut is looking at them. I say, Helmut.
What's his name?
Helmut van Dam.
Oh, I was say Helmut.
No, his name is Helmut. So I say, Helmut, I think those people are digging for worms. He says, definitely they're digging for worms. I said, but it's your people. We had this thing, me and him. If it's white people, then it's his people. He go talk. Whatever we did, wherever we were, if it was my people, then I go talk. Yeah. So I said, that's your people. He said, that's your people. So we now debating this thing. Eventually, the dingers got the better of me, and I just said, let's walk there. So I go there, I check, I speak to the one guy at the bucky, and he says, yes, we are digging for worms. And he said, you can go try. So what they do is very easy. They stick their hands under the sand like this, and they lift the sand up, and then the worms will be hanging.
Okay, so the worms are shallow.
Yes. Right. So you just stick the hands underneath, they lift the sand, and then the worms will be like. But it's not as easy. I make it sound easy now. Because I didn't get one worm in all the attempts that I was trying now. So I think I got one. Put it in my pouch. I check, okay, this I'm going to try. I walk away. The guy called me back. He says, The other guy runs over. They very skelm there. He runs over, he digs there in the sand, comes back with a newspaper. He says, "You can have this." I said,
Oh.
he says, "Yeah, but this is salted,
Mm.
and this is what we call lagoon worm."
Okay.
I said, "Thank you very much, brother." Oh, I go to Helmut. Helmut eyes go like this.
Because he know what
He says, "My bro, no."
Oh.
I tell you, it wasn't even. It wasn't even like an half an hour. I catch a 7.5 kilo steenbra.
Yeah.
After that, now we're celebrating still. Quite you. The rod drops. He catches a 14.5 kilo steenbra.
En daar is jou 7 kilo weer. Baby,
Daar's ek al weer, baby. After that, but we also use the Oki leg.
Mm.
I catch of 13.5 kilo with the Oki. But before that, before we got into the steenbra, some gullies came out and some, but the fish was just started to bite on that worm.
Oh, yeah,
So that is why I think the worm was made. And it was a hell of an experience.
Mario. So now it's crunch time again.
Okay.
So, Lawrence, I want to ask you a couple of things here about Easter, bunches first, everything, Lawrence.
Yeah, there's some questions I would like to ask you. As we know, for Easter normally we would make pickle fish, things like that. You know, You probably know where this is going.
Okay, no, I don't know where this
You don't
is
know?
going.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So normally I would like try and go out on the boats, get some yellowtail, get snook for the house, for the family, whatever.
Okay.
If I don't catch, then normally I would like go to Cork Bay maybe on the corners.
Okay.
Then I'll buy like a snook. I'll buy a yellowtail.
Okay.
So basically, I want to know. I know normally a snook will cost like $250 Easter time. I know normally a yellowtail can even go up to 300 rand.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I would like to ask you, how much does a musclecracker cost? I had to, guys. I had to. Look. You don't have to answer that. Don't answer that. Let us just get into that story
Can I
quickly.
first call my lawyer?
Get into the story with her. We know. Look here. We know. We don't know the story.
Okay.
But we know the type of person you are.
Yeah.
We know you're very jokey. A lot of people. You see, the thing is about TikTok and social media, you can't always make a joke because people always think you're serious.
Yeah.
So you always need to be careful when it comes to things like that. And I know you got a lot of bad comments, things like that. So can you give us a bit more
The whole Easter thing.
about the muscle cracker thing?
Musclecracker.
Yeah. What happened? What happened there?
TikTok was getting boring.
Okay.
We had to do something to liven up a little. So anyway, we were in Arniston that weekend.
You and San.
Me and San. Hallo San. And
San is a very good friend.
Yeah. Quite guys.
Yeah.
All lekker. And we caught some nice. So
The question is, you say we? Did you catch?
Of course I
Okay,
caught.
okay,
No. But
Let's just clear things up.
but what I decided is, look here, if I don't want to rattle some people's cages,
Oh.
and I can't say naam noem nie,
Okay.
but if I don't want to rattle a person's cage, tell them that you bought a fish.
Oh.
and you know what? It was like, I didn't rattle the cage.
And not any fish. Not any fish. A muscle cracker.
Because certain people can't catch muscle crackers. They just catch the schaljoentjies. You see? They catch the schaljoentjies. So, I don't know. Certain people,
You let me eat.
they have 1 million followers and all they do is catch schaljoen.
Okay.
We need to get this guy on here. You need to get on here.
We need to get this Gali guy on here.
Who are you talking about?
The Gali guy that you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so I decided, okay, no, I'm gonna rattle his cage.
Okay.
And say okay. And he fell for it hook, line, and sinker.
Okay.
Because he made a video then.
He stitched your video.
He stitched me, yes. And then I said to him, okay, and we back and forth for a little while. But I don't know. Do you know Dean Dickinson?
Yes.
Of Fish SA?
Yes. We know
Even
him.
he got involved. Yeah?
Dean, what happened?
Dean? No,
Come
Dean.
on, Dean, man.
Dean called me. Dean said to me, Do you know there's 3 things that you can't do?
Uh,
You can't sell a fish. You can't what's the word? Bet. What's it like a swap rail? What's the English word?
barter with a fish.
Barter.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't give it away either.
You can't buy it.
You can't buy it. You can't give it away. You can't
barter with it.
I said, Dean, I know these things. He said, then why are you doing it on TikTok? I said, I was just teasing the people, man. So, but Dean gets very involved in my
Okay.
Every time I say something wrong, he will call me and say, "Yeah, brother, you forgot the rules again."
Look here, on when we posted and I stitched your video and we said, now you're going to be here, then Dean Dickinson said, it's going to be an interesting one. So, yeah. So guys, while Lance is busy checking, I just want to tell you, please remember, and I remind you through and through, it's light-hearted chat. We're just joking. En Soutman, die agter, jy weet ons skeer 'n bietjie gek hier, maar it's all about the fun and we hope that we can get him on here one day. Maybe when we get him here, we want you and him here.
He's scared of me.
No.
He was at Makassar. He was at Makassar a while ago, and I wanted to go meet him. I rushed through there, and then the next thing, he was gone. He heard I was coming. And then
was that the weekend he was here in store?
He was here, and then we went up there.
Okay.
And then he also took leave.
You say he left Makassar?
Yeah, he left the thingers also.
Okay.
And he was gone. We didn't get him that weekend also.
Okay.
He wasn't fishing.
And then he made a video of this Chinese song. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, what did it
Woman,
He said, would you rather fish with Mario Demas or sing? So he sang this Chinese song.
Look here, but I'm sure if I'm not mistaken, it's something that you guys in the backdrop, you guys were saying it's only jokes.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I would love to fish with him. I haven't met him yet. I would love to fish with him. I would like.
Soutman.
I would like to challenge him. I would love to fish next to him. I'm all about learning.
Yeah.
There's one thing that I know. You cannot go to another man's area with your experience here. Because it's different. Everywhere it's different.
You know, Mario, this is something I would like to touch on because I get many people inside the store and they're always saying, they watch this YouTuber that's fishing up in Eastern Cape. There's more than one of them. And I hand it to them. If I was to go into their fishing ground, they're going to put me in the school. I'm going to look like somebody that just started fishing. Not even yesterday afternoon. I'm talking about this morning stuff.
Yeah.
But then we haven't seen them fish on our coast. And even if they do come to our coast and catch success, they need to show us that they can have that type of success on this Falls Bay coast every day.
Yeah.
So our ground is very different because we are qualified blankers here. But we also qualified successes here. Yes. So we've caught our steenbras, we've caught our cob.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on the beach yesterday. Before when you go vote, I did vote, guys. Did vote. And before I was on the beach yesterday, I was there for 10 minutes and I was on with the khali.
Serious? Which side?
NSRI side to the right. So I was going to stitch you and say, okay, he's another khali guy here. Yeah, but I left it. But
What happened? Did you release it?
We'll get into that. We're going to get into that. We'll get into that. We'll talk about that in a short while. Guys, you can get good money for a khali. So what I'm saying is you're 100% right. And we would love to go into Tsitsikamma sometime and go and fish over there with South Bikey. He's got good success with khali,
Yeah. But like, the fish is...
it's in abundance. It's in abundance.
It's like going to Namibia.
Yeah.
But recently, I mean, you talk about the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
People blank up there. They struggle.
No.
I don't know. The fish has been. I don't know. It's just been. It's not as good as it used to be.
But my thing, Mario. Okay, so now ons bring you back to Cape Town.
Okay.
So in the Western Cape, what is your next favorite fishing spot?
I think probably Uncle.
Is it?
Yes, it's not part of False Bay.
Or is it just sentimental?
I think it's kind of sentimental.
Yeah.
It's kind of sentimental, but that, because that's where I started. But
right.
you know what? And it's safe there still. Man.
Yeah.
You know, you go here to our local. You must look the seas
behind
there.
you.
Then you more concentrating what's happening
You
behind
enjoy
you.
it, yeah.
Yeah, you don't really enjoy it. You don't really. If you go to Arniston, you go to Gallus, and you go to those places. Arniston had this issues recently, but you go those places. At least you know.
Yeah.
You can even go with your family, sit there all day. And
Yeah, you see, the sad part about Arniston is currently what's happening there in terms of crime and stuff. And it's not something we don't want to put a damp on it for the area. But I myself haven't fished in Arniston since last year's comp that happened over there.
Okay.
And we refused to go back. We were asked to come by some of the people that were renting at houses that we normally rent from. They asked us, asseblief, kom terug. It's quiet. They look. So we're saying, if they can get the issue sorted, we're happy to come back. But our social group has been fishing areas like Eilandkraal, Struisbaai, Damme, Agulhas, Witsunds, Stilbaai. So we love that areas.
Yeah.
And it's actually very sad because Arniston's a place I frequented.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a question. You know that Chinese song, Womanji?
I don't know the song.
But you've heard the song.
Yes, of course.
Would you rather sing that Chinese song or would you fish with Soutbikey?
I would rather fish with Soutbikey.
There we go, Soutbikey. There we go. So,
yeah, but only because I don't know the song. And I can't sing either. But seriously, I would love to fish with.
Okay. So I need to ask you one thing. So as anglers, we all have our species we like to catch. Now, what I've picked up from many of our clients coming into store, for example, summer, the guys just chase cob and they chase alpha. However, you do know that steenbras runs right through the year. It's just that we don't maybe target steenbras through summer because there's cob is prominent in the bay. But I'm going to tell you my thing. My favorite eating fishing, guys, believe this. Besides snook that you can buy, I love elf. I love white stump nose. What's your favorite fish?
Steenbras.
Is it?
That is my favorite. Because I struggle with the musclecracker.
Okay.
I buy them so every now and then. But I struggle with them. But musclecracker is a
it's a very tasty fish.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So but steenbras will always be.
Steenbras is your favorite fish, right? And then and Galiman, because I mean you must have challenge.
Look. And all seriousness now. If you have to use old bait, stink bait, to catch a fish, then what kind of fish is that? That is no!
I think I fell straight into that.
Yeah, you understand? Frot ass. Frot moet stink. So what kind of no.
Yeah.
You have to use. But I saw this other friend of mine. He started using prawn now. Yeah, this for the last week he's now using.
Your friend using prawns?
He's using fresh prawns. Fresh prawns, and he had some success also.
Okay, and the royas?
I think we might be domestic problems with the smell. so maybe they say to me, hey,
Look, while we're on that, and we have something brief for you, but before we get into that, just a bit off the just something I would like to ask you, man. So it's a bit off topic of fishing,
okay,
but it's still about you. So in your tow trucking history,
here we go again.
Look, we hear lots of stories, man, of the tow truck drivers. You know, when I was younger, I used to hear the tow truck drivers did this, they did that. We were in an accident once, and I remember the tow truck took the car away, and when we got to the yard, the tape was gone and things like that. Okay. So we know normally, is it true, no, that sometimes the tow truck drivers would like throw oil on the road to cause an accident?
Is there a way you can blank this thing and
look, you don't have to talk about you. No, not about you. Obviously, let me rather ask, did it happen in the past?
Of course you did.
Okay, that is it.
I've never done it. Personally,
of course,
I've never done it.
You don't have to lie.
No, I'm not lying. I've never had the need, you know. I remember my friend, he told me once, they were here, he worked this area.
Okay.
Now you see that road that there where the old towers used to be, that road was makes it.
What's it now? Jansmats?
Yeah. And he said they went to go throw some oil there. And then you stand at their spot, and the next thing they hear accident. But it's not there. The accident is like further towards the airport.
Sure.
and now they're rushing. They go that same road, and they forget they put the oil there.
And they drove. Oh man, you're common. Yes.
common.
Sometimes it's obviously there's not always accidents. You're not always on the scene. When you do get to the scene, and I think this is your. You can come inside. I think this is your something we prepared for you,
Oh, okay.
guys. While we're on that topic, let me show you guys.
Show this. So,
Oh Lord.
So remember the Khali we spoke about Ibi? That Ibi code yesterday?
Ibi code.
Here it is. Here it is.
Beautiful.
Oh, it smells nice though.
Beautiful.
So,
Before we
video, how you prepared it. Okay, top secret.
smells nice, no?
Smells lekker.
Before we get into that,
Okay.
quick question. Like I said, some months we struggle, sometimes we don't always, especially with your own business. I don't know if you are a religious guy, but did you ever pray that someone make an accident so you can have work?
There's a spray. There's a spray that we say, and even you as Muslim, you did that prayer at school.
Which is it?
Geef vandag met dagelijkse brood.
Yeah.
Jij onze vader. That's all.
That's why.
That's why. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just say, give me my daily bread and
Bah.
Right.
There's it.
And there you get your work, right?
Yes. There you get your.
And now, while I'm on that topic, do you
pray
want
for the fish also.
Are you sure? Did you ever come onto the scene first as a tow truck driver and you know what, I needed this job, and you say, God, thank you, and you're happy now. And you get to the scene and you see the guy, maybe the guy's laying there floor, and you swak mos naam, but you know you're gonna get paid. And you see the guy laying on the floor, and on his seat you see, hey, there's a wallet with money in. Did you ever glip 'n notie out?
My kop sal draai meneer en sê, let me count this money here quickly.
Yeah.
Just in case somebody else take it, let me keep it for him.
Okay.
You know?
Did you ever? I don't expect you to answer.
I've never encountered that. Luckily,
No.
I've never encountered that because it would be difficult, especially if you're in need and the money's lying there. But I've had that experience where somebody called me afterwards and said, "Look here, we need to get to our car,
Yeah.
and the car's in the store."
Yeah.
And I said, "But I didn't touch your car. Your car's there. Can you please come in the morning?" No, but we need to come now. I said,
Okay.
I'm sorry. And they come the next day and they take 30,000 rand out of the car.
Hey, mooi, man. You know what, no? It is unfortunate, and we're only joking when we ask you that, Mario. But it's a reality. What ek check now, imagine they knock my car. I got the subwoofer in there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning I come and I see now they took the subwoofer out and they left me a Bluetooth speaker.
I can tell you lots of, there's even, I had to go collect a car from another towing service. And when I took the car to the guy where he said, "What happened to my petrol?" He said the tank was full. I said, "I don't know." Then you look underneath, you know what? They hit a hole in the tank to get the petrol out.
Oh, no, it's hectic. Look, like in any industry, unfortunately, I'm in the motor industry as well. I'm a qualified motor mechanic. And it's a typical example, for example, a car come in for a service. You change the oil, you change the plugs, you change whatever. Now the car leaves, goes back to the customer. 3-4 days down the line, the wheel bearing at the back now started making a noise. Yeah, but it wasn't like that before the car came to. So it's typical things where you either get blamed for something you didn't do. So whether something had got lost and you got a Bluetooth speaker. I went to Moscow on Friday. That time when techies was 1,500, 1,600. I had this 3,000 rand pair of techies. It like blew my, it's shimmer, man. In any case, I go to Moscow, I'm sitting there the whole time, I'm watching that techie and say, weet jy, by my camera, say, what's that techie?
Yeah.
In any case, I come out of Moscow here. Hey, the techie's gone. Look, I did put it here. I wait till everybody's gone to make sure I can't see it anymore. This guy was a gebouwman because he left me a pair of old Jack Purcells. It was still full of daga. Now I go to that guy there, I tell him, but you know what, my techies is gone, whatever. He say, moenie worry nie. They at least left your pair of Jack Purcells. So now, like in anything, Mario, we want you to try this, my friend. So this Galjoen was caught in the first 5 to 10 minutes of fishing yesterday. It was size. I cut the head off. I promise you, how much centimeters?
35.
30. Yeah, it was size. Go for it, meneer.
Can I go for it?
Go for it.
Guys, Very nice.
Is steenbras
Beautiful.
still your favorite fish?
Unfortunately, yes.
But this is very nice. This is very nice.
Okay,
You know, I
so
used to give my gallies away. I never used to eat gallies.
no,
No?
it's a good
It's-
eating fish, guys. So what we did on the galjoen, we're gonna tell you. We've washed the galjoen out. We've butterflied him, so in other words, cut him from the top open. There's no salt and pepper on the fish. We only got what we call a nyama choma spice. It's a spice that we use on our meats and things, right? And once the fish was grilled nicely, we actually put it into the air fryer. We were gonna brine, but the guys never came down to help us. And then we brushed it with chutney once it was home. Another 2 minutes into the fryer, and then of course into Mario's tummy.
Yeah.
Ah, mooi man.
It's beautiful.
Het behoort hier, hè?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Steam, fresh.
Fresh from the farm. Knows very much.
So, Mario, let me get this one out. Okay, with this. Okay, Mario. So, Lance is gonna say the thank yous to you, but from my side, I would personally like to say thank you very much. It's been about 2 weeks that we tried to get hold of you to come onto this podcast. So, thank you very much for being here, my friend. It's always a pleasure chatting to you. I know we talk every now and then on the phone. Keep up your TikToks. It's brilliant. I'm an avid follower. I love your stories. I love your content. And if there's any advice I can give you, is I don't have advice for you because whatever you're doing is brilliant.
Okay.
And myself, I can only but learn from you, my friend. So Mario, thank you very much for myself, my wife, the Orchid Cost and Customs team, and let Lance do his own credits with you.
Yeah, no, look, firstly, thanks for being so open and allowing us to be real with you, man. You know, no, there was no before you came in here, we spoke for like 2 minutes, but there was nothing prepped. Everything was there's all the questions. You didn't even know what we are gonna ask,
Yeah.
and you answered it just like that. And just thanks for being you, man. Thanks for being real and for allowing us to have you on the show. So yeah,
Lance, EB, thank you. I really appreciate this, and I appreciate the fish, and I enjoy your company. I did this was beautiful,
Yeah.
and I want you guys to grow and just do better. And,
Thank
and,
you.
Thank you.
And hopefully we can do this again. We're so
Yeah.
Mikey. We're so
yeah, Soutman, you next.
We hope that he comes in, but we can assure you that if we do know he's coming, that we will do a follow-up with you to please come and join us on the couch again. And guys, to go on to the Hook and Cost and Customs YouTube channel, the Hook and Grill YouTube channel, Lance, our TikTok pages, our Facebook pages, our Instagram. Please, guys, like, follow, subscribe, anything that you call it, prescribe, right?
Huh?
Is it prescribe?
Subscribe.
Yeah. So please, guys, on to Mario Demas TikTok page as well. It's got brilliant content. It's always got good stories to tell. And it's got 2 most beautiful Rottweilers. Once again,
Yeah.
thank you, my friend.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.